Death Battle! Let's get it. And that's the thing. That's my dilemma I get into because Spider-Man is strong. He could lift trucks, tanks, trains, and maybe in the comics he can go even crazier. And I don't want to disrespect that, but I just know these anime folks is different. Anime people are different, man. They just built different, man. They do things to universes that's just not like, in comics, we at least try to keep it in a realm of reality, even though it's all fiction. But we try to keep it in a realm of reality at times, especially with Spider-Man. Like most of the time, it's just street level, unless you get to the Thanoses and then the Galacticus and all of that. You get into a little wild, but a lot of times Spider-Man is just street level, and so is Deku. But Deku, most of his stuff is street level, but when he starts getting towards the end, he starts to get a little more city, and then he gets more like, if All For One really want to get it cracking, he could probably blow up this earth if he wanted to. But yeah, so I just think them anime characters are different. They different.
Infinite possibilities, that doesn't always last forever. Like in Universe 1610, when NYC's Webhead got iced on the job.
The city was left without its protector. But fortunately, Peter wasn't the only one who got bit. Enter Miles Morales, a young teen from Brooklyn just trying to figure out his place in the world. And now, he had it thrust upon him.
The canon event to start all canon events. Now it was Miles' turn to be the hero the Big Apple needed. And he had all the usual spider kit to help him out.
This spider carried the Oz formula, a genetics-enhancing serum that granted Miles superhuman strength, speed, and the ability to alter his body's electron attraction to crawl along any surface.
And you can't forget that classic spider sense, an internal warning system that lets Miles know about incoming threats so he can react ahead of time. He even got an upgrade that acts like a radar, letting him see through stuff.
But no spider person is complete without their
I didn't know that.
shooters. Given to him by Peter's Aunt May, these webs have all sorts of applications between swinging, grabbing, restraining, projectiling, and being made into construct.
Peter around to show him the ropes made things a lot tougher though. And between mishaps with wall crawling and web slinging, Miles got off to a rocky start.
Like any typical teenager, he had a lot of self-doubt. Could he keep up in school? What was the right way to talk to girl?
So I'm wondering if they just gonna like stick to the Into the Spider-Verse movies type of thing, or they gonna go deep dive into comic book Miles Morales. Now listen, Death Battle, this ain't their first rodeo, right? They done got it cracking. They know how to get it cracking. So I'm gonna be patient. But I just know that it's got to be more. It's got to be a little more. They got it because so far Deku, his VC package is too deep.
And how could he live up to being Spider-Man when one of the villains he had to face turned out to be his very own uncle? His family dinner's so awkward. All that trying to kill you stuff.
Fortunately, Miles had a leg up on every other superhero known to man.
Living parents! Better yet, loving parents. They supported him when things got tough, even if they didn't always see eye to eye. And thanks to them, he learned that the best way to be Spider-Man wasn't to do it like Peter. Best way to be Spider-Man wasn't to do it like Peter, but to do it his own way.
And it helped that this particular spider had a bit more to its bite than Peter's. Miles has a variety of unique powers, like invisibility and venom.
Not like Tom Hardy, though it is weird to give your main power the same name as one of your bad guys. Come on, Spidey, branding is important.
Miles can harness his own bioelectric energy and weaponize it, which is especially effective against individuals with genetic mutations.
Punching, absorbing, blasting, mega blasting. Hell, he can even make electric constructs out of this stuff, like biowebbing and a damn sword. Jeez, what kind of spider?
I didn't know he could do that. Okay. Now they're starting to dive deep into the comics.
Spiders, such as the Linophiidae, have a process known as ballooning. By spinning a thread of their silk, they can use the Earth's natural electric fields to fly, traveling up to hundreds of miles. No pun intended.
I wonder do they be knowing that stuff when they write these characters.
It gave Miles the edge he needed to find his worth as Spider-Man.
Miles can dodge gunshots, missiles, and lightning bolts. He survived all sorts of beatings, including including a building exploding on top of him.
OG Spidey could lift buildings and dodge light speed attacks, and Miles
Okay.
is more than a match for him.
Like the time he absorbed the energy of a bomb that was going to vaporize Harlem. A blast that would have equaled 15 million tons of TNT.
He's gotten kudos from a ton of older heroes too, becoming a member of the New Ultimates and the Avengers. He even helped form the Champions, a team of teenage superheroes with the likes of Miss Marvel and Ironheart.
The King of Wakanda himself even suited him up with some Wakandan vibranium.
The same stuff as T'Challa's
You gonna need
own
that.
suit. This super rare and tough metal can absorb kinetic energy and vibrational impacts.
It helps to regulate Miles's venom powers too, allowing
Okay,
him to better
so-
control his electrical output.
The vibranium is thinner to better fit his acrobatic fighting style, but it can still shake off most fatal attacks like they're nothing. This stuff is tough enough that Deadpool's swords have shattered against it.
Though it's not as durable as, say, Captain America's shield, and enough kinetic
Vibranium.
energy will overload it.
Don't be near it when it does.
I would imagine
or you'll
why-
end up
why you
like
don't
the
have
Falcon
vibranium.
here when he used his vibranium wings to stop a bomb that was gonna blow up New York City. That's twice now. Does any other city have to deal with this stuff?
But when vibranium and spider powers still aren't enough, Miles can push his electrical output into overdrive.
Giving him huge boosts in strength and speed, and making him a whole lot zappier. It's your classic shonen power-up, and he knows it too. He's a bit of a weeb and has a thing for mimicking some
He
favorites.
is.
Despite his initial insecurities, Miles has more than managed to live up to his predecessor, no longer standing in the shadow, but side by side.
Literally, his universe got blown up and he was sent to the main 616 timeline, along with his family. And now it's him and Peter as a pair of Spider Bros.
He's even become one of the big players of the Spider-Verse, teaming up with all sorts of other spider variants to defend the multiverse.
There's anime spider people, robot spider people, dinosaur spider people, spider people, a whole lot of them.
So yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know he was this strong. Okay, so like I said, when you dive deep into the comics, it gets different. It gets different. They get stronger. You start to see what they skill set and their abilities really are. So I still think it's a stretch. High diff on both ends.
Each with their own way of getting the job done. Miles even led him into battle against the Inheritors, a bunch of interdimensional vampire assholes.
This is what Stan Lee was proudest of in his favorite superhero. Regardless of who they were, any sort of person could wear the mask and do the right thing. For so long as we stay true to ourselves and help others in our own unique ways, then anyone can be a hero.
That's a bet.
Anonymous with the word, then their symbol of peace. All Might.
The big numero uno. With a smile on his face, he could save anyone and win any fight, no matter what.
Or so it
That's a
seemed.
fact.
After a battle with his arch nemesis All For One, All Might was grievously injured. His time as a beacon of hope was coming to an end, and he would need to find someone to pass on the torch.
In this world, most human beings evolved to have their own individual superpowers, or quirks, but not everyone
Now,
is lucky
I
enough
always
to get
say-
one. Like this.
I always say one of the most realistic worlds, if we as the reality were to have superpowers, I feel like it would function a lot like My Hero Academia. It somewhat maybe X-Men, but My Hero Academia, I would probably prefer that one. You know, because the Mutants thing, it gets super political. My Hero got somewhat political, but like X-Men get real political, and then it'd be a lot of wars. Where ideally we would want it to operate like My Hero Academia, but yeah.
Kid named Izuku Midoriya, or as local bully Bakugo like to call him, the good-for-nothing Deku.
Izuku wanted to save
Yeah, that's
people
wild.
just like All Might, but even his idol told him that he would have to give up on his dreams.
Forever the beta male in the shadow of Bakugo and his Sigma quirk, until he got the chance to alpha up and lend his rival a helping hand, proving himself worthy of All Might's torch.
And so after months of training, Izuku was granted All Might's quirk, One for All. This power allows him to boost his strength to incredible heights, using it for smashing attacks named after specific US locales, and a soccer club.
Or football, as they call it.
Straight punches, spikes, even finger flicks, One for All.
Now that's one thing I didn't really care for about Deku's like, how the young people say, his glazing on All Might, because it was just like, bro, like, how the young people say it. Really, did I just say that? Deku, like, he glazed All Might so much, bro. It's just like, when he developed every single move after, he was like literally say the same moves All Might was Detroit Smash, Texas Smash, or like he would use all of the same, like even the names of them. I'm like, I get it if it's a punch, but like, bro, change it to like, you know, they ain't gonna Tokyo Slam or something. I don't know. They ain't gonna what's the JJK town? You are my special. What's the town? Why am I blanking? I've been blanking. This is such an easy thing to remember. And I'm gonna remember it. I'm gonna remember the town as soon as like I start back the video. Watch this.
Is the ultimate in strength enhancing quirks.
The first time he used it, Izuku destroyed this giant robot in a single blow on accident. Too bad it wasn't the only thing he destroyed, though. Damn, that looks like it hurts.
One For All's power was so great that the recoil would shatter Izuku's limbs when he used it. In the hands of an improper vessel, One For All could cause their body to explode, so Izuku would need to continuously train to master it at his Hero Academia.
Say that again.
UA High.
Here he'd be inspired by Girly Pop Uraraka to turn his zero name
Girly
into
Pop,
his hero
your money
name,
gonna stop.
becoming the Deku who always does his best.
Something that he may have taken too far.
When it came to saving people, Do Your Best here had a bad habit of putting others way before himself. Sure, everyone else was okay, but he'd be good for nothing all over again if he got himself paralyzed.
So to cut down on his hospital bill, he developed full cowling. Instead of using his quirk in short bursts, he would continuously spread the energy across his body at low percentages, using it for acrobatics inspired by Bakugo's explosive movements.
And with that new thinking came a new fighting style, Shoot Style. To use a stronger limb that'd be less likely to break, Deku took a page from
Shibuya. Goodness gracious, man, that shouldn't have been that hard. That should not have been that hard. Shibuya. But, you know, black people say Shibuya. But, yeah, goodness gracious. Shibuya Slam or Shibuya Kick. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like he copied off All Might, like, so much. I'm just like, bro, like, I get it. That's your guy. But, like, you know, you think about, like, I ain't never had powers enough, but, like, I was, you know, you would want it to be a little original.
Emoji Ida's book and switch to focusing on kicks to pack in more of a punch. Yeah.
And that power would be needed. After a climactic battle with All For One, All Might would be forced into retirement, just a few months into Deku's training. Now it was his turn to face this demon lord.
But he didn't have to do it alone. Just as All Might had passed One For All onto Deku, it had been passed onto All Might by his master, and onto her by her master. One For All was a power that was built upon for generations.
The quirks of the
And that's the thing. That's what's gonna get Miles. I feel like the fact that this stuff been cultivated for over 100 years, I think. Yeah, I think it's been cultivated for like over 100 years, and like it gets stronger every rip. So high def on both ends, but yeah, I think Deku got it.
Previous users of One For All manifested in Deku, along with their spirits, or vestiges, to help him in his battle against All For One.
Black Whip gives him energy tendrils to swing around and restrain foes. They can also brace his arms and manually control his muscles if he can't move.
Float allows him to soar high into the sky. By combining it with controlled blasts of pressurized air, he can effectively fly.
Danger Sense detects incoming threats and unease, letting Deku react in advance. Though it's mostly like an alarm bell and doesn't tell him specifics like location or number of threats. Familiar?
Smokescreen lets him create a smokescreen, but he can use it at full blast to create a bigger smoke screen.
That's swell and all, but the real meat is in Fajin. After building up kinetic energy within his
That's
body,
what's-
Deku can unleash it.
Fajin. That's gonna be the thing that's gonna get him. Fajin and the one I forget the one that's called when he could stop in the middle of like he can control the speed of things.
For bursts of strength and speed.
He's combined it with Black Whip to create the powerful Black Chain binding attack, and can use it in conjunction with Full Cowling to achieve foe 100%, equaling All Might's full level of power without any recoil.
He once used it to outspeed a bullet shot by Lady Nagant, a former hero turned villain who has a sniper rifle for an arm. I think I'm in love.
Nagant's bullet once crossed a distance of around 215 kilometers within a fraction of a second. That's 6,700 times faster than sound, and Deku was moving so fast the bullet seemed like it was standing still.
And he can go even faster than that with his final quirk, Gear Shift.
By touching a
Gear
target,
shift.
he can control its speed without abiding by the laws of inertia. He can slow down foes to leave them frozen in the air.
Miles Morales ain't got. Come on, man. This boy faster than time, like 6 times faster than time. I know Miles Morales probably up there, but like I say he faster than time. Sound, he faster than sound. Sheesh.
Or moves so fast he can punch multiple times in an instant.
Even All For One's own protege Shigaraki couldn't track him, and this is a dude who can catch light speed laser beams.
It does have a time limit though. After 5 minutes of continuous use, Deku's body will catch up to his speed, suffocating him as his cells become unable to take in oxygen.
Not nearly as bad as One For All was suffocating him though. He's been doing all of this shit in just the 10th grade. I hadn't even figured out you can breathe through your nose at that point.
The pressure of having to save his friends, the country, the entire world weighed
Yeah.
on Deku. So he left UA to fight this war alone.
But alone was never where Deku fought best. Having come from nothing, his admiration for his peers gave him strength, just as they admired his strength and desire to help others. Even Bakugo came around to him.
So when it came time to finally put that demon lord back in hell, his classmates, teachers, mom, friends, enemy, and everyone else supported and cheered him on.
Oh,
Because
power of
that
friendship.
was the greatest threat to All For One's reign all
Friendship.
along.
Not All Might, not Deku, not even One For All itself. Just people helping each other out. And with their help, Deku defeated All For One once.
I feel like shonen, and I feel like in all shonen, they have their version of a spirit ball. Like the in Fairy Tail, they got the power of friendship or something like that. Naruto, it's like the belief in one's ninja way, or it's like everybody helping each other. Like he was in a great ninja war when they was like, you can't do it by yourself, Naruto, and everybody, he gave his chakra to everybody, and then everybody was like to help each other with the common goal. Like they just doing for My Hero Academia, how it's like everybody joined together to help Deku with this. Like Deku realized he can't do it by himself with Class 1A versus Deku and all of that. It's like in anime, there's always this type of theme where the power of friendship prevails.
And for all, blowing a hole in this huge storm and parting the skies for a brighter future.
Though he did lose his quirk and have to retire from hero work, getting a regular 9 to 5 as a teacher, passing on his knowledge to the next generation, just like every user of
Or
One
so
For
we
All
thought.
before him.
Some might say he peaked in high school. If not for the sick new armor he eventually got to go back to kicking butt, he even made it all the way back near the top of the rankings.
All with the help of his friends. For so long as we keep reaching out our hands to help those in need, everyone can be a hero. Those in need, everyone can be a hero.
Hey, yo.
All right, the combatants are set.
Hey, yo.
We've run the data through all possibilities.
It's time for a death
Death
battle!
battle! Let's get it. Oh, comic book theme. I like it.
Yo! You're more man and less spider than usual.
Whoa, I was looking for you. Care to show me what you can do?
All right, new guy. First lesson, don't watch the mouth. Watch the hands.
Now watch mine, Delaware!
Okay.
Let's try that one more time.
Like the random boxing is crazy, but like, okay, I'm with it.
Guess who?
I can't use my full power here. Gotta take this somewhere else. Gross!
You got skills, man. I like that. Oh, mierda.
This fight go hard. Quick pause. Death Battle did a good one. They did good. They did good. They did their big one on this one right here. I ain't gonna lie to you. Death Battle did their big one on this one. Animation is.
I moved us to an abandoned part of the city so we can go all out. Because I always do my best.
If I'm gonna do my best, I gotta do my own thing.
Ooh, okay.
Sarah was right. Your quirk is amazing.
Amazing is my buddy. They call me the ultimate Spider-Man.
Ooh.
This suit has shock absorption, not nullification. So, it's got a limit.
Okay, you learned that. That's season 1. Okay. I still feel like Deku not. I still feel like Deku is not all the way up there though. Ooh.
Spider-Man, you really are the ultimate.
Oh.
With Google Workspace, apps like Docs, Drive, Gmail, and Meet are connected and in one place, so your whole team can make.
Heyo! Vaya con Dios, Aranya Hoven.
Let's start by talking about their
Okay.
superpowers,
I still
which matched up
Deku. I
quite
still think
evenly,
Deku won.
unsurprisingly, given
High
that
def,
not
like
so
I
subtle
said.
inspiration for Deku's quirks, though they did have some edges over the other.
The Spider Sense gave Miles more insight on his surroundings and threats than Danger Sense, which has been worked around before.
This meant Miles's invisibility was harder for Danger Sense to detect when he wasn't attacking, while the Spider Sense's radar system allowed him to find Deku in a smokescreen. But Izuku's other quirks granted him advantages of his own.
Float was a lot more mobile than Webs, and Fudge
Yeah.
gave a bigger boost in strength than Venom did. Since
Yeah.
both had some advantages and disadvantages, we're gonna call superpowers a tie.
Next up, speed. Scaling to Peter, Miles could dodge light speed attacks, which actually outpaced Izuku moving faster than that sniper bullet. Fortunately for Deku though, that wasn't his best.
Thanks to Gear Shift, Deku could speed himself up to match Miles the same way he did to the light-catching Shigaraki.
Ooh, okay.
Even worse for Spidey, one touch
So
with
I was
Gear
a little
Shift
off.
could freeze him in place and make dodging totally impossible. So speed goes to Deku.
As for skill, Deku was incredibly talented at analyzing an opponent's abilities and coming up with strategies on the fly. fly.
But Miles' powers and fighting style gave Deku
It's-
few immediate openings.
Deku may
Yeah.
have received more formal training at UA, but he was ultimately only active in hero work.
But
for
Miles
little
is a
under
lot
year.
more
Meanwhile,
flexible.
Miles has been handling everything from neighborhood crooks to multiverse-ending gods for significantly longer.
It's close,
Okay.
but with his greater experience, skill
Miles.
goes to Miles, and that means the biggest deciding factor is raw strength.
And
Strength.
that was no contest. Miles absorbing the energy of that bomb was nothing to scoff at, but overwhelming power is what One for All is all about.
When Deku defeated All for One, the energy needed to part those clouds with his punch had a yield of 362 billion tons of TNT, smashing the bomb Miles absorbed out of the water.
But it wasn't as simple as that. Miles is wearing a vibranium suit after all, so the question wasn't necessarily who was stronger, it was if Miles' suit was tough enough to continuously absorb Deku's blows.
When the Falcon protected New York from that city-destroying blast, it had a yield of 546 megatons. Impressive, but Deku defeating All for One was still over 600 times stronger than Vibranium's limit.
And Deku did that with One for All's embers, not the full package.
And remember, the Vibranium in Miles' suit was much thinner than what Falcon and Black Panther.
So at the end of the day, Deku got it, but it was high def. I feel like still high def. But yo, what y'all think? Put it in the comments below. It's your boy Rudy Winslow with another episode 30 Black and Nerdy.